from 17,000 down to 12,000. He said, well, that's in line, you know, he had said the 17,000 was in line with what they were paying in other provinces. It's 6,000 bucks Canadian to go to the U of T or UBC, the other two top tier universities, reference points. So everything has been based on cost folks. And I couldn't believe that this guy
Well,
ignore this.
I am here.
Officially
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Is that your water or your coffee?
My water.
A girl.
Coffee was a long time ago.
Was it?
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next coffee.
I will mute.
Okay. Let's go. Let's warm it up. So we're just going to stand on one foot. You don't have to pick your knee up high. Just lift it up off the floor and start to circle your foot. Now try to get taller and lift out of the standing leg. Yeah. Change your direction. And then point and flex it. Nice. Do the same on the other side. Start to circle. Then go the other way. And then point and flex. Nice. Switch. Now you're going to clasp your fingers around your knee. You're going to pull your knee up and into the chest. Whoops, without falling. There we go. Nice and high with the knee. And then switch sides. And let's just keep alternating a few more times. And one more on each side. Okay. Take your hands to your waist and squeeze your elbows back. So you've got a big, proud chest. Fold forward and back up. Really try to get those elbows as close together as you can. And your feet are just about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Should feel good in the back of the legs. Let's do a few more. Try to go a little lower, but you're keeping your spine nice and long. We're not rounding. Last one. Okay, slide your hands down your legs just above the knees. We're going to do some cat-cow. So proud out the chest. Take your gaze, look forward. So you got a nice arch in your back and you're pulling in the stomach. And then just round and flip it. Try to pull those shoulder blades as far apart as you can. And then go the other way. And just keep going nice and slow. It's a great way to stretch out that lower back and your thoracic spine. Do a few more. Okay, slide those hands down your legs. Let your head go completely, just hang. And if you can, you're in a straight leg. And you're just breathing. Try to unweight completely the upper body so you feel that lower back get nice length. Okay, fingertips out in front. You're going to inhale, extend the spine. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. And then go all the way back down again, nice and slow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Come all the way back up. Nice long spine when you come back up. And take it back down again. Head always relaxes, so you have no tension in the neck. Extend the spine. Shift your hips backwards as far as they can without you toppling over. Now fold back down. Walk your hands out to the front of the mat. You're in your high plank position. Straighten out the legs. Push your heels backwards till you feel a nice big stretch. Just hold on that. Legs are locked out. Now take it through to a down dog. You're gonna push the heels towards the floor. They shouldn't get there because you got your feet far enough back. Now, hold that for a few more breaths. Now bend your left knee and push the right heel actually down to the floor. And then switch sides. And keep going. So you're getting a really deep stretch through the calf muscle. Okay, let's float back to plank. And we're gonna oscillate between down dog, pushing the heels down, and then getting high in the toes as you come forward with the shoulders. Keep going. So really lift high onto the pads of the feet. Great way to massage those feet. So at least 3 counts in each direction. Lifting the hips nice and high, and then driving the heels down. Okay, hold your down dog. Hover your knees just above the floor. You're only doing this one time. Shift your hips back. Come back to a dog. Come back to a plank and put your knees down. Take the hips all the way back over the heels. And just keep your head just above the floor. So you're stretching out the back of the arms and your lats. So think about getting your chest down towards the floor. Now walk those fingers to the corners of the mat, your hands. Come forward all the way with the hips. Take your gaze, look up. Take the hips all the way backwards. And just oscillate between the two. So forward on 3 counts, trot out the chest, back on 3 counts, hips over heels. Lower that chest a little closer to the floor if you can before you come back up. Do it 2 more times. Okay, we're in a quadruped position. So you're gonna walk your wrists under your shoulders, your knees are hip width, your toes are tucked. We're gonna do a little hip mobility here. So just pick up that left knee off the floor and put it back down and do the same with the right. Just send it backwards. So you're also waking up your hamstrings because you got the bend in the leg. So as soon as you start to lift the knee, you should feel the hamstring activate. And as soon as that knee gets up nice and high, you should feel the glute working. Do a few more. Make sure we're remembering to hollow out the belly. Okay, now, quadruped position. Left knee goes out to the side and up and back down. Go to the other side, lift it and lower. Keep oscillating. Try not to let your the hips shift too much. Waking up the inside of the leg. Do a few more. Nice job. Come onto the tops of your feet and sit all the way back to child's pose. Slide your hands out to the corners. Keep your head off the floor. We're here for 5 big breaths. Okay, come back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. Let's do 3 or 4 cat-cows here. A little on the quick side. Still should feel good. Okay, neutral spine. Extend your right arm forward, left leg backwards. Knee and elbow to meet in the middle. And extend back out again. Pull in. You can flex your spine when you're pulling in. And when you extend out, the limbs are long. Switch sides. Okay, back to all fours. You're going to pick up one weight in your right hand that you can use to kick back. So you're going to lift the elbow up, extend that right arm nice and straight and just hold it. And then lower it back down to the floor. So you're going to do a little row up with the elbow, kick back to a straight arm, hold it, 3, 2, 1, and then take it back down. So I'm doing this with a slightly lighter weight because we've added in that hold back there. It's not a huge muscle. So it should feel challenging after you've done a couple. That's sort of a good way to judge whether or not you've selected the right weight. If it feels easy still, you got to switch it. Should feel a big contraction if that arm is fully extended while weighted. Okay, we're going to switch to the opposite side. So start with the row, go to the kickback, hold it there, and then bend at the elbow, lower the weight to the floor. Row it, kick it and hold. Bend the elbow and lower it back down. So you're just going to keep going on that side. Try not to over squeeze the weight and don't drop the face. You want to keep your neck always long. I'm going to do 2 more. Okay, now I'm going to put that weight to the side. I'm going to go to my heavier weight. I'm going to put it behind my right knee. Now, if you want to put little towels under your knees to feel better, go ahead and do it now. But I've got the weight right behind my left knee. I'm still in my quadruped position. I'm just going to lift that right knee up off the floor and lower it back down. I'm squeezing the weight by bending the leg. Lift up and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and switch over to the opposite leg. Again, if you need to protect that knee that's staying down on the floor, go ahead. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little towel. Okay, here we go. Left leg up and down and lift and lower and lift. You're keeping the leg bent. You're working your hamstring here. Couple more. Nice. Okay. Get rid of that weight. I know it's a bit awkward. It's a good way to activate and get those hamstrings working. We're going to lie down. We're going to do some pelvic rocking. And then we are going to work a bridge. So, nice and relaxed on the floor. Get flat on the shoulder blades. You're going to rock the pelvis down. So you got a big space between the low back and the floor. And then get rid of that space by tilting up. 3 counts in each direction. So it's very slow and deliberate. especially while you go down, you want to make sure you're drawing in the belly. Do a few more. Okay, this time bridge it all the way up. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Your palms face each other. Now walk your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Nothing crazy. Now just let the knees open up and pull them all the way together. And open and squeeze. And open. And if you have a Pilates ring, you could use a Pilates ring if you like. I'm just doing it by opening my legs wide, keeping my hips up, which is really creating enough load on those exterior glutes to feel it. Okay, hold it out and just go out an inch and then in an inch. Lift the hips a little higher if you can and just keep moving the legs. Now take your arms halfway back behind you, just so they're doing something as opposed to just hanging out. Now hold them out, just hold. Try to open them a little wider. Now squeeze them all the way together, as tight as you can. Hold on that spot, just squeeze. Lower one vertebrae at a time, the hips. You haven't released the squeeze, and now you're going to raise back up. And lower. And raise. It's always 3 counts at least, so we're going nice and slow. Keep the squeeze. Hold up, open up all the way. Go back to the pulsing. Out an inch, in an inch. Hold them as wide open as you can. Lift your hips a little higher. Should feel all of the glutes working now. Draw the belly down. Squeeze the knees together as hard as you can. Lower one vertebrae at a time. We're just coming back up one more time. Keep the squeeze. Relax the arms to the floor. Open the knees hip width. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Now, from this position, I want you to step your feet back towards your heels. You're still up in a bridge. Just hold. See if you can step them in a little closer. Feel the difference in where you're really feeling the workload. Okay, so now we're going to walk them out a tiny bit. Just take a baby step with both feet. Keep the hips up and your belly down. Keep the squeeze going on in your butt and walk them out another baby step. Keep the hips up. Walk them out again. Now we're going to come up onto our heels. So I want you to lift your toes. Squeeze your butt even more. Step out again. So now you're starting to eliminate that big bend in the leg. Activating more of the hamstring. If you can step out again, do it. Otherwise, try sliding. Go a little further out. Keep the hips up. Go out a little further if you can. You just don't want the hips to be touching the floor. Just hold here. Your toes are pointing up to the ceiling. You're here for 5 more seconds. Okay, relax your butt down. Bring your knees into the chest. How good does that feel? Make a nice big circle. That's a lot of gluten hammy work you just did. And you didn't even use a weight. It's amazing when you use your body weight. Great workout for the road. You don't have any weights. Okay, rock it side to side gently. Now, we're gonna do a quick figure 4 stretch. Just so that our butt cheeks won't be too sore tomorrow. Take your right foot, step it on the left thigh. Bring that left knee in as close as you can, holding whatever you can find. Should feel really good. Okay, figure 4, other side. Keep the foot flexed. Get hold of that right leg, draw it in. Okay, do a quick happy baby. Holding the outsides of the feet, pulling the knees down towards the floor. Keep the lower back skin on the mat. Okay, legs all the way up to the ceiling. Flex the feet. Lift up into a crunch. So you're trying to touch your toes and your legs are straight. Tuck your chin, draw the belly down. Now take the arms down by your side, just above the floor. Maybe your wrists are at the height of the shoulder. Take the legs down while you draw the belly in and start to pulse the arms. Keep your chin tucked, you should feel nothing in the neck. It's all about drawing the belly down and the shoulder blades up off the floor. You decide how low or high the legs go. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Bring your knees into the chest, make a little circle. Maybe roll the head side to side. Okay, rock and roll up. We're going to do some chest work. So we're going to start out with chest presses. I'm going to use my heaviest weights. Oh, I'm going to take my ring off. Okay. Get those heavy weights. You're lying down. You got your legs bent. We're just going to start with a regular chest press. Up and down. So on this exercise, you've got your elbows going out to the side and your wrists nice and neutral. Let's do 5 more reps. Okay, let's put these weights down. We're going to do a full body stretch. Take your arms all the way back behind you. Spread your fingers wide, point the toes. Draw the stomach down. Now, while you're here, I want you to try to lower the ribs. Keep breathing though. Make a fist with the hands. Open back up. Let's do that a few more times. Okay, Pilates style, arms pull forward, head lifts, tuck your chin, roll up, dive between your legs, forearms to the floor. Walk your fingers out, keep your back in flexion. Okay, come back up to a seated position. We're gonna do a little boat pose. So pull your feet in. Your legs are bent, your feet are flexed. Proud out your chest, lean back, draw the belly in. So no flexing of the spine. Pick your heels up, extend the arms out, straighten the legs, and bend them. And straighten them, and bend them. And one more time. Lower the legs. Drop down onto your elbows, extend your legs all the way out while you draw in the belly, and then pull the knees in. Tuck them in as close to your face as you can. Roll them back, extend back out. Roll, come back in. One more. Make sure that belly's not puffing out. Okay, grab those heavy weights again. We're gonna switch up the angle and do another set of presses. So this time, you're making that V, upside down V. Let the elbows be a little closer to the body when you lower. So 45 degrees out from the body. First time through, we had the arms going directly out to the side. Squeeze your chest as you press up. Come down with a little bit of resistance. Five more good ones. Of course, there are no bad ones, they're all good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put them down. So you're sitting back up, put them down. I want you to flip your legs around the back and get down on your forearms. We're gonna do a little forearm planking here. So I've got my elbows under the shoulders to start. I've got my hips down on the ground, so I'm really in a baby cobra. So I'm giving my six-pack muscle a little bit of a stretch here before we start to really work it. Okay, tuck your toes under if they're not already, and I want you to lift your hips up so they're in line with your back. Draw the belly in. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips. Keep your toes tucked. Proud out your chest, take your gaze forward. Lift your hips back up. Your knees are staying down. You're just lifting the hips. And lower back down. Now, walk your elbows a little in front of your shoulders. Definitely noticeable that they're in front of your shoulders. Pick your belly back up. Feel how much harder this is? Draw that belly in. 3, 2, 1. Back down with the hips. You're going really slow. Lift back up. Lower back down. Take the elbows out a little further. It's gonna feel kind of awkward. Do your best here. Pick your hips up. Hold. 3, 2, and relax those hips. Bring your elbows back. Lift your hips up. Take them all the way back over your heels. Walking the forearms along the mat. Once you get there, arms extend out nice and straight. Lower your chest towards the floor. Next, come back up onto all fours. give me 3 or 4 cat-cows. Just to stretch out that low back after those planks. Okay, come off your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. You're in a full forward fold. Let your head go. Now you're going to round up 1 vertebrae at a time. Your spine is in flexion. Nice and slow. All the way up to standing. Okay. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. We're going to do some squats with our heavy weights. Just because they're good for us. So pick them up. The big girl weights. Here we go. Feet hip width. Squat and lift. Squat and lift. So I'm going down a little slow. And I'm coming up a tiny bit quicker. And just keep going. Try to keep your weight between the pad and heel. When you start your descent, try to make sure you're pushing your hips backwards. Now we're not rounding the back. You're not dropping your face. You're just trying to be as upright with your upper body as you can. Maybe now that we've done these, you can try to go a little further. Body should be nice and toasty. Nice and stable through those knees. You don't want any wobble going on. Keep going, we're getting close. We're only doing this once. Seven more. Lucky 7. Ooh, 2. And 1. Nice job. Put them off to the side. No weights right now. We're going to kickstand the left foot. Come down, touch the floor, and right back up. Shift your hips back while you do this. Now, try to not have hardly any weight in the left leg. Should feel like work for that upper glute. Adding on, we're going to take that leg back behind us and then kickstand it again. Come down and kickstand it. Do 5 more. Show lots of control as you go up and down. It's your pace. Okay, I'm going to kickstand the other foot now. Push my hips backwards, come back up. Try to pay attention to that right foot. You don't want a lot going on there. You're not rounding your back to get the fingertips touching the floor. You're hip hinging on the left. Okay, sweep the leg back. When you sweep it back, I really want you to get that leg straight. So no bend in that knee. Both legs, actually. Whoops. Gonna pay pay attention. Balance work really requires you to focus, so you gotta just pick a spot somewhere on the floor. That's your gaze. Okay, one more. Nice, okay. While you're standing, pick up your heaviest weight, one of them in the right hand. We're gonna just shoulder press this one side. Keep your chin up and your neck long. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Left arm working now. Two more. Now, if you breezed through those, next time you do a shoulder press, go to a heavier weight. Okay, come all the way back down on the floor. We're gonna use a band around our ankles. You're gonna lie down and open up nice and wide with a straight leg. Close on 3 counts. You can make this challenging if you're not limiting your range. So you really want to try to make each one as great as it can be. Even if it requires you going slower, that's even better. This is your last exercise that's work, and then we stretch. So we're going to do this for 2 more minutes in 2 rounds, and then you have 5 minutes to stretch. Hold it out as wide as you can. Go out 1 inch and in 1 inch. Shift your feet forward 1 inch, keep going. Now just hold and take a little break. Put your feet on the floor. Whatever you need to do to relax those muscles. Shake them out a bit. Come back up with a straight leg. Open out wide. Close on 3 counts. Before you start your close, give yourself a second to figure out if they can go any further out. Switch up your angle, move your feet a little more forward, just hold. Now pulse out 1 inch, in 1 inch. Hold them out. Pull them in. You're gonna do it 1 more time, just because I think we can. And just take a little reprieve, shake it out. Okay, back up with a straight leg. Open out wide. Close on 3 counts. Try to move your feet a little more forward. This is your last round of these, so make it great. You want lots of trembling in those glutes. Hold it out. Pulse it out. Just hold. 5. Wider. 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness. That's enough of that bend. Okay. Connect the bottoms of your feet and have a big bend in the legs. So the knees are just splaying out to the side. Now I want you to just rock a little bit left and a little bit right over those glutes. It should feel good. So you're just sort of lifting onto one of them and then coming back and lifting over the other one. Your feet are connected. Your legs, your knees stay open. Try to slide those feet in a little closer to you. And extend the legs all the way down. Take the arms all the way back. But this time, I want to have your palms facing the ceiling. And lots of space. So if you had your feet together, you would look like a Y. So your hands are spread far apart. Point those toes. Now take the hands back and clasp your fingers together. I want you to move the arms forward till they're down over your hips. Your hands are staying together. Your arms are nice and straight. You're taking them all the way back again. Draw the belly down and the ribs. And then come back. All the way forward. And then all the way back. Nice and slow. One more time. Open the palms when they're back there and just floss. So you're turning the palms to face out. Your fingers are far apart. And then you're going to turn them to face down. And just keep changing. Okay, bring the arms back beside you. Get flat on the shoulder blades, spread out the chest. You're going to draw the left knee into the chest. Keep your right calf on the floor. Now take that left knee out to the side a little bit, but keep your right hip down. Bring that in again. Take it down along the floor and switch sides. Open it up to the side a little bit. You're getting that nice inner thigh release. Bring it back in. Bring the other leg in. Make a nice little circle to massage your lower back. Change your direction. Okay, left foot goes down on the floor, your leg is bent. Right knee goes over it. Bring both knees into the chest. Take hold of the outsides of your flexed feet and draw them towards you. Pull them in. So you're getting, if you've crossed the right leg over the left, you're feeling this in your right glute. Should feel fabulous. Now, play around with the angle of the heels. Try to lift your feet up a little bit, but keep pulling the feet down. A little bit of the IT bend, getting a stretch. Okay, put the feet back on the floor and do the other side. Left knee over right. Knees in. Find those feet on the outside of them, flex them. Pull them down and in. Try to pay attention that you're not tensing up anywhere else. Lift the feet up a little higher, draw them in a little more. Okay, release them, uncross, put your feet down on the floor, your legs are bent. Feet are hip width. Now, walkouts, you've got a little bit less of a bend than what you would have in a bridge. Let the knees go to the left, wherever they want to. And take the right knee and try to press it down to the floor as you extend the right arm back behind you. Reaching for the back of the room, drawing that right knee down. You should be feeling this right over the waistband on the side body of the right. Bring the arm back, bring the knees back. They're going to the right. Left arm all the way back, reaching for the back of the room. Left knee, you're using the leg muscle to pull it down towards the floor. It's going to enhance the stretch. And we are out of time. Okay, pull that arm in. Bring those legs back up. Draw them into the chest. Rock and roll all the way up onto your toes. Get high on the toes. Nice. Now full fold. You're coming up one vertebrae at a time with your back rounded. Take a nice big deep breath, and I thank you so much for your power and strength. I hope you have a fabulous day. Woohoo! Good job, Sue.
It was